Yo, yo, what's good, my people? How y'all doing? Hope you're doing good, because I'm doing great. Today we're back with another episode, and today I got a guest with me, a very special guest, my good friend Carla.
Thank you.
Welcome to the channel.
Thank you so much for being here.
It's really great to have you here. And today I wanted to interview you a little bit, because you've been through quite a journey that you told me about that I thought was awesome. And I want to get some more information about that. So you told me you rode a bike from Sweden, from here, to Spain.
Yes.
Really?
In 2015, I took my cat. I packed down a sleeping bag and a tarp, and just a tarp.
What's that?
It's like a 3x3. It's a tarp. It's not even a tent. It's just a 3x3 meter kind of. It's a tent material, but it's just totally 3x3 meters flat kind of thing. And I built it as a tent, and then just my sleeping bag and my cat. And I just said that I wanted to escape the Scandinavian winter, and biked south.
Have you got a picture of this tent?
I do. Yeah, I do.
You have to send one to me so I can put it in the video, so y'all see how it looks as well.
Yeah.
Really? So it was just the winter you were tired? So you went out in the winter as well?
No, this was actually during summertime. Just right in the beginning of the summertime in Sweden. I think it was like in June or July, mid-June. Yeah, I started to bike.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So when did you start getting like the idea, like I want to ride a bike to Spain?
Actually the year before, right before winter time. And actually it started off that I just, the regular, I had a fancy job title, fancy paycheck and everything. And I just quit everything and sold all my things.
Why?
I don't know, 30 years crisis or something. Okay. I don't know. I just quit everything, rented out my apartment, and actually moved back to my dad's house just for the winter. And then I just figured like, okay, what I'm gonna do now? And I just want to travel, but I didn't have any savings because I didn't plan on quitting my job. So I was just Googling how can I travel cheaply. And they said like the slower you go, the cheaper it gets. So by walking, it would be free. So, but I started on biking, and I was starting to watch a lot of YouTube videos of people that bike tour around the world. And the only problem, I usually get my adventure ideas when we're approaching wintertime in Sweden.
Because you don't want to experience the winter.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's the worst time to go out and biking, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I did my research, tried to really downsize all my things so I didn't have anything. And then when the next year approached, I was just researching for a new bike. And that's how it started.
Okay.
That's the
cool
romanticized version.
So how were you thinking when it came to like packing? Because you were gonna ride a bike, so I'm thinking you can't have that much luggage.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was kind of minimalistic already beforehand. I didn't have much at all, so I even sold 2 bikes that I had, so I needed to get a new one. And I didn't have a tent, so I just got the tarp because I figured you can do a lot more with the tarp, and it would be more lightweight. And I had like an old sleeping bag, so I only had my sleeping bag and my tarp, and I had like a hiking cook set kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. And that's it.
Clothes? No clothes?
Well, yeah, it's like hiking things, just so I can layer off, so I can layer down and layer up, so I could just layer it. But actually eventually I throw away my underpants.
You threw them away?
Yeah, because I no use for it. I had my shorts, so every day or every night, whenever I needed to take a shower or dip in the water, I just washed them at the same time. So I didn't want to have 2 things to wash, so I just used my shorts instead of my underwear and just throw them away. Because it was also a waste of time and and space.
Cool. So
And actually only had one pair. I lost one. I had 2 pairs of shorts, with one of them I lost because I was drying them off while I was biking, and they.
How were you drying them off?
No, I just had they was hanging because I had like it was kind of a carrier where you put your children in, and just behind there I was just hanging them up so I could dry for the day.
Because Cezar was in the carrier.
In the carrier, yeah, he was in the carrier. So we'll show a picture of that.
I just gotta show the viewers how Cezar is laid out in the couch here.
Oh, now he's comfortable, the king.
Look at him.
Oh, he's comfortable.
He's
comfortable with the attention. That's nice.
How did you actually meet Cezar?
I wanted a cat. That's when at the same time when I moved back from because I had my job in Norway. I moved back to Sweden and I want to get my cat. And prior to that, I had bought an apartment, so finally I can get my own cat. I always wanted a cat as an adult. I was brought up with cats, so I was looking around.
You wanted to be a cat lady?
Yeah, I am a cat lady. Yeah, I'm used to cats, so I was brought up with a lot of cats, and I wanted
cats.
They're so cozy.
Yeah.
If I was a dog person, it would probably been a dog, but since I'm a cat person, it was a cat. And actually I was supposed to wait for the kitten season and then get a cat from that. But then a friend of mine...
Kitten season? When is kitten season?
It's like in the beginning of the summertime, like in April-ish. So,
April?
Yeah.
Because I understand like that the demand for cats is lower than the amount of cats offered.
Yeah.
So you can get one anytime.
You can.
You just go into a Facebook site.
Yeah, because there's so many kids. People don't neuter the cats. In good and bad. I mean, people have different opinions.
They don't what?
Neuter them.
Neuter?
Castrate them.
Okay.
And so that's why there's a lot of kittens. Unwanted kittens, I would say.
I was talking to my colleague at work yesterday. She said that people don't castrate, they cast, and when they go out, they come back with kittens and then they just let them out.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Because they can't get rid of them.
Yeah, and I find it like, a lot of people have some opinions about that. For me, I knew that my cat would be an indoor and outdoor cat. He will be free roaming around outdoors, and I don't want him to father other kittens who no one can take care of. So I'm like kind of sacrificing my cat, so he's castrated. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was looking around for kittens, and then a friend of mine, because I said I wanted a big cat, and she recommended me this breed. It's called Maine Coon.
What?
And it's called Maine Coon. It's one of the biggest breeds.
Okay. Where is it from?
The breed originally is from the United States, but he's from a breeder here in Sweden. And I was looking around in different for different cats actually, but it sounds stupid, but for me it was important to find a cat where you share like a connection with, and he was the one.
Yeah.
I didn't want a white cat, but he was the one.
How did you connect?
We just had a connection. I can explain it.
Yeah.
He wasn't afraid. He was kind of curious, but they said probably because they think he was deaf, but I don't think he's deaf now because you can see that his ears is moving and he catches a lot of mice and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. So when was this? When was it you?
I got him 2014 in April. He was 3 months old by then.
3 months.
So yeah, he's born in January, but you have to wait 3 months before you can get the cat.
2015, so he's 6 years now.
2014, sorry, 2014. So he's 7 years now. 7.5, yeah.
Is there like with dogs, like dog years and cat years?
Yeah, we actually kind of in the same age now, probably a little bit older. He's around, I would guess, in people years he would be like around 40 now.
40?
Yeah.
Okay. That's why
40, 45.
That's why he's all chill.
Yeah, and I notice he's not as playful as he usually is, but he's still there. I mean.
Okay, cool. So you started off in Gothenburg.
Actually, outside Gothenburg, south of Gothenburg, called Kungsbacka. That's where my family home is.
That's where you're from, yeah?
Yeah.
You grew up there.
Yeah, we prepared there, and so my cat could. We prepared there so my cat could just roam around. It's on the countryside. It could be free for a bit. So that's where we prepared everything and started biking from.
Okay. Kungsbacka.
Mm.
And so you started biking towards Malmö.
Yeah. The goal was to go to Malmö, but I ended up taking the boat from Helsingborg to Helsingör. So I didn't really quite reach Malmö, but I took not the bridge, but I took the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, so I could see the other side. Like when I went over to the Denmark side, I could see Sweden.
So what countries did you pass on your way?
Okay. Oh, let's see. So it's Denmark. Then we took the boat over to Germany. Because Denmark was kind of flat. It wasn't too exciting.
But that's good. You don't want to get hills when you're riding the bike.
True, but it's so similar to Sweden, and I kind of really want to go, be in Europe. I know, we're all in Europe, but for me, the heart would be past Denmark as a Scandinavian. So went to Germany. From there, we went actually west. So then we went over to the Netherlands, and then from Netherlands to Belgium. I hate Belgium. Yeah.
You hate Belgium?
Yeah.
Why?
That's where I got all my flats.
All your flats?
My first flat on my tires.
In Belgium?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was rainy. It was really shitty. I just was in a bad mood. And then from there I went over to France. And actually in France, it was so rude in north of France. I ended up actually taking the train from part of France. And then continue biking south or in middle of France and south of France. And from there to Spain. And then actually there is a famous a pilgrim walk in Spain called Camino de Santiago. And somehow I was on that route. A lot of people walk that one.
Why?
It's a very it's a hiking route. It's not even it's a pilgrim hiking.
Is it beautiful
It is. They have a different types of routes, but the most famous one, I ended up doing it. So I signed up for it, so I can get stamps during the way. So I actually went. It's north of Spain, but west, towards the coast.
Okay.
And I was biking that route, and then from there, I went to Portugal, and all the way down to Portugal, to south of Portugal.
Through Portugal?
Yeah. I did take a train again for second time.
Really?
Yeah, because I had a time limit. I was supposed to meet some people in south of Spain, and I didn't have time, so I needed to take the train in order to make up for the time, because I was chilling too much.
But what do you mean time? Did you have time to
No,
schedule?
I didn't have in the beginning. No, I didn't have a timetable. I didn't have a map. I didn't have music or anything. I didn't listen. No, nothing. No, I was just cruising. God. I was just cruising.
Wow.
Chilling.
Talk about getting to know yourself.
Oh, really? Yeah, for sure.
And really
I
getting
will be
time
honest.
to think.
The first 2 weeks were the worst weeks ever. Because you're
first
sore.
2 weeks.
Yeah, you're sore. You're very exposed because you're not used to it. You're not used to be outside all the time. You don't have any kind of protection, if you can call it like that. And again, you're very sore because I'm not a fitness person, so I was just biking.
But you used to bike before this?
Not really, just regular around town or stuff like that, but not really. I wasn't a biker or anything. And then my bump was really sore.
Your bump?
Wow, yeah. It was really sore.
Your buns?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after a month or so, that was totally the opposite. I was lying in my tarp. It was an tent, and I was like, I can live like this. It was euphoric kind of. There is this like bus, you know, when you're in the city. It's always there. It's like you have I don't know what it is. It's just I just call it the bus.
It's all these electricity, all these mobile posts, all these
stuff like that. And I was so happy. I never felt that type of happiness. And of course, it's a combination of you always like active with your body. Maybe you don't eat enough, you know, so you get into like a ketosis kind of thing. But I was really like euphoric happiness, and I didn't think about anything. I didn't have any problems. The only thing I was like on my mind, I was like, okay, where I'm gonna stop for a coffee, where I'm gonna stop for have something to eat, where I'm gonna sleep tonight.
That's what I wanted to ask you. How did you do about food?
No, I just popped into the grocery shop. I just got for like 2-3 days, like probably sandwiches, something simple. I did have like a camping cook set though, but I'm too lazy for that. Yeah, I don't like to cook, so I don't care. And then I mean, of course, the south of UK.
You make coffee
cheaper.
In the morning, like.
No, I don't have to. I don't like to eat and drink in the morning. Sometimes I had tea. Yeah. But I just jumped on the bike, I packed down my things, jumped on the bike, and then we just kept on cruising and stopped at the nearest coffee shop, had a quick coffee, chilled for a bit. Yeah. So...
Did you have any electronics with you?
Yeah, I had solar panels actually for my phone. Solar panels, like a small where you can fold it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. Did it work?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I had it on, I was like always lying there, so it was always... Well, when I had the sun, obviously, and that's how I charge my phone. Okay. And I actually did have my laptop with me. Why? I don't know, because I never used it. I think I was gonna edit some videos during the way, but I'm way too lazy for that.
Yeah, you just filmed and did it afterwards.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with it. Like I could make like a small, like a short kind of documentary of it. I still have the material.
Why don't you?
Soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got a YouTube channel as well now, right?
I do, but it's more for family and friends. But yeah, if people want to check out what we do.
Does Cezar have or is it the same?
No, it's his. I only have social media for him. I don't have one. All this is.
So it's Cezar.
He has a YouTube. It's called Cezar's Crew. CEZ ERS .crew. Okay. So it's Cezar's Crew. It's basically me and him.
I'll put it in the description.
Yeah, and he has Instagram because people want to follow along. Because that was the first big adventure we did. How did you start getting famous? Because of that. Yeah, because during the way, like a lot of people wanted to take picture of him when they started cat. Oh, you're traveling with the cat, and they started to get curious, and they asked me if I was blogging about it. And I'm like, no, I don't even have Facebook. So I had to open up a Facebook account in order to get like, you know, the Facebook page for him, Cezar's Crew, and the Instagram for him. That's how it started. People wanted to know, to follow along our journey. But before, we weren't planning for it. It was just a personal kind of a travel thing. And he gained attention. A lot of people wanted to take picture of him.
Take pictures with him?
Oh, there's so many pictures around the world like of him. Yeah. Everyone was taking pictures, like I'm sweating, and they don't care. They're so like some of them were quite rude. I was just putting up the camera in front of my face. Yeah. At least ask, you know. I wouldn't say no, but at least ask. It would be nice.
Exactly. Yeah. And he was even on the news in Sweden, right?
Yeah, but that was a couple of years later though, because that was one of the adventures we did. So we've done other types of adventures since then. Okay. But yeah, we've been to TV4 Godmorgon och Nyhetsmorgon and Godkväll SVT. Yeah, and with a few newspapers locally and like in Sweden, and then a few blogs, like international blogs, and I think one podcast we did an interview with. Yeah. Cool.
So during your journey from here to Spain, do you have any cool memories? Like, what's your most memorable?
The most one, I can't really tell. There were so many, but I have a few Yeah, there was this one time when I was gonna start the Camino de Santiago. I went to this place called Burgos in Spain, and there weren't any hostels, no hotels. Everything was full booked. There were no campsites, and I wasn't too comfortable to free camp there because I wasn't familiar with the area. So I didn't have anywhere to stay, and I was standing outside this hostel, and they said it was full book. And this guy came to me. He was so fascinated by my cat. He loved cats, and we couldn't really communicate because I don't speak Spanish, and he wasn't too keen on English.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that somehow we managed to communicate that he offered a place at his place, and he lived in the same building.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And he was with this little girl, and so I figured like, okay, this is a trustworthy guy.
Mm.
So we came up to his place, and he had 2 cats. He moved his cats to the neighbors, so me and Cezar could be comfortable, and especially for Cezar.
Mm-hmm.
But then and then he said, oh, I have to go to a concert, but I will be back later. So he gave me his key. So I was like, okay. So we letting this stranger in with the cat in his house. And he just left, and he left me with the key. And then I was gonna borrow the neighbor's shower, and she did the same thing. She said like, oh, when you're done with the shower, here's the key. My beer is getting cold, warm outside. So I was standing there with keys for 2 apartments with people. I didn't know them. I just met them 10 minutes ago. I was so amazed about how people were so trustworthy.
Yeah.
But obviously I wouldn't do anything. But I was just so amazed that everyone was so
Trusting.
nice, and they were just letting me, yeah.
Yeah. So you were amazed of how trustworthy, how trusting they were.
Yeah, the hospitality, everything. They were so nice, and we hardly could communicate, because I'm ashamed I can't speak Spanish, So.
So what made you wanna specifically go to Spain?
Oh, I just wanted to go as south as possible in Europe. That's it.
It wasn't Spain you were focusing, just
No, it could have been south of Italy, but I figured Spain was closer because it would be straight down, basically. Yeah. I don't know, no reason for it. It's just as south as possible in Europe, and also because I wasn't sure what I needed. Right, I just needed to get the passport for Cezar, and which holds all his vaccinations. And the only thing I needed for Europe, because Sweden is still within the European Union, I just needed a rabies vaccination. That's it. So we didn't need anything. So then I can travel freely around the whole Europe without any issues. That's a good tip. So that was one of the reasons.
So what other memorable situations did you get into?
I met this teacher. There is this, a lot of people that travels knows couch surfing, but there is
couch
surfing. It's called couch surfing, where you sleep at people's houses.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a similar one, but for people that bike tours, called warm showers. And through this, there was this Spanish teacher who was hosting me. And I was actually her first guest, and she was so amazed by this journey. So she wanted to invite me to her school to hold like a presentation about the travel and with the cats. That was quite cool. So we went to this school, and she was an English teacher, right? So I was doing the English class, and everyone was like, after I was holding this presentation, all they cared about was the cat. They wanted to see the cat. And yeah.
He's very charming.
He's very chill. Like people, it's funny. People that don't like cats really don't like cats. They don't. They kind of.
They're the ones they go to.
They like him, even though they hate cats. But somehow he's so cool. He's so chill.
But I also noticed like cats. People that want to come and pet them, the ones that want to pet them, they stay away, they walk away.
They goes to those who don't want to pet them.
Yeah, the ones that don't go to them, they're the ones that they come to like.
But I think it has to do like they want to it's kind of like reta, what do you call it? This kind of teasing. They know they don't like cats, especially if you're allergic. They always go to the one that's allergic to cats.
Yeah. You know one funny thing I noticed this year? I'm usually allergic to pollen, but I didn't get it this year.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm
kind of
allergic to fur as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And at work, there's a lady that has 3 cats.
Oh wow.
So I can't go to her, you know. So my colleagues have to go there. But now it's disappeared, so I don't feel it anymore.
That's weird. However, I know if you are allergic to cats, these are one of the better breeds to get if you want a cat, because it has to do with the saliva actually. People are allergic to the saliva when they're licking themselves.
But then I've also heard that people that have had this what's it called? This thing that's going around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It takes away the allergies.
If you had it?
Yeah.
Oh, don't say that. That means I haven't had it yet, because I'm really allergic.
I don't think I haven't noticed I've had it, but I've noticed that I haven't had my allergies this year.
Oh, that's interesting. No, I never thought about that. That could be something.
Yeah.
Okay, then if that's true, that means I haven't had it yet, because I'm really allergic. I'm really pollen allergic.
Do you have it this year?
Yeah, but I have it every year. I need to take a lot of. I take shots for that.
I usually take tablets.
Yeah, now I only need to take tablets. That's true. But I'm usually really. However, it wasn't that bad though for me this year, if I'm honest.
Yeah. I didn't feel nothing. I thought it was really strange.
That's good.
Memorable moments. I wanted 3. You
Third
said you wanted
I guess quite so many. Yeah, of course, all the people you meet. There's so many people you meet, on the way. Met this.
Did you party in different cities?
No, not really. I couldn't
Okay.
because of the cat. Like, who's gonna take care? I can't have him in the tent,
True. Yeah.
No, I met a lot of nice people. A lot of people that just randomly invited me to their home. I met this German family in Sweden actually during my first camping. And they invited me, if you pass our house, you're welcome to stay with us. So I stayed with them for like a week.
How long did it take until you met them again, until you got to their house?
About a month. About a month actually. Yeah.
How long did it take from here to Spain?
Well, if you just go straight through, it would take you like maybe 2-3 weeks. But I was cruising. That wasn't Tour de France. This is like, chilling, cruising, take a break here, take a break there. And I wasn't biking straight down. I was biking like this, and then So it wasn't like straight down.
So how long did it take you?
I was out for like about a little bit over 100 days.
100 days.
Yeah. So a little bit over 3 months. Just about 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah. It was quite a journey.
Cool. Okay. Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, but again, I was staying like with one family for a week and then another family for like 4 days. So I was really cruising. I wasn't really in a hurry.
Okay, so what was your worst memories from the trip?
I mean, the first 2 weeks, as I said, I was kind of sore. You're very exposed, and you're like, "Oh, this was a really shitty idea."
Yeah.
And yeah, of course.
How many times do you think that?
There were quite a few times. Yeah, there were. I wasn't too happy when I was in Belgium.
It got tough riding the bike.
Yeah, but then like the rain and I mean the flats were fine. Obviously, you're gonna have them. It's just fixing them. I got really good at fixing them.
Yeah.
Like 20 minutes. Fixing.
Yeah. Cool.
And then I got the flat on my on the carrier, and I didn't have the tube for that one.
Oh no.
Oh, so I had to walk to the nearest town in order to fix it, and that wasn't too pleasant. And I was kind of prepared, but that one I didn't prepare for.
Yeah.
And then
how do you get a flat on that?
It's still the tire, you know.
Was it like glass on the?
Yeah, I
road,
guess
or?
I was driving. Yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
And then when I went over the Pyrenees, from between France and Spain, you kind of need to bike up. So I did change my setup. So I got rid of the carrier. And also because he wasn't using the whole space, I did it for him so we would have space, you know. But I changed it so everything was on the bike. So I had like a pet box first in front, but he's too heavy so I couldn't steer. So I put it in the back. So he was sitting in this box, and I had like panniers on the side for my things. Yeah. Okay. So I did change my setup because it's the Pyrenees. Okay, I did take the kind of flat road, but still it wasn't flat enough.
Yeah, I understand. Damn.
And then but I didn't really encounter any. It was just one time, like I took a dip in the near river, and there was this guy. I was just came up from it, and I was starting to bike, and this guy just stopped in front of me, and he really insisted. No, with another bike, and he really insisted to invite me for dinner, and I was like, "Hey, dude."
How did he really insist?
No, he was like, "Oh, you're so nice." You know, he was just hitting on me. And also, I just came from the river. I just had like a tank top on me, and I was all wet, and I just wanted to keep on biking. So I needed to just make up stories like, my friend is waiting. I'm supposed to meet him in like 15 minutes or so. But that was the only time. But I was getting annoyed. I told him like, dude, you're kind of a little bit too close right now. Can you please step away? So I was really firm with him. But that was the only time I encountered like something uncomfortable, because there was no one really around. It was in the middle of the day. So
no.
But other than
wild
that,
animals,
never happened.
Nothing?
Sorry?
Wild animals, nothing?
No, not really. No.
Did you see any?
I have a phobia against snakes, so I saw one in Denmark, and I had to stop and just close my mouth and just wish it was gone.
A snake?
And a snake, a big snake.
Yeah.
But I was far away. But since I know I get really, so I needed to just stop there for a bit and then pass. And then of course small animals. And one time, the worst things that happens. A few times he got out of his leash during the night, and he
ran away.
That happened actually in Denmark. I was just taking in the leash, and there was no cat in it. There was nothing there in the harness, and I was running around in my underwear on this campsite in Denmark at 5 o'clock in the morning looking for my cat, and he was just coming around the corner, because apparently I didn't notice there were a lot of bunnies over there.
Okay.
Yeah, so he wanted just to go out and chase the bunnies. But he always came back. He always came back though. So he was always close by.
Okay, besides from punctures, were there any other difficulties?
No.
You have to ride on the bike all the time?
Yeah, I was kind of quite fit actually when I came.
Afterwards,
I think I lost like 5 kilos. And 5 kilos, my size is quite a lot. And also I gained muscles here. My muscles are really nice. Cool. But I gained back the 5 kilos after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Took me 3 months to get on. He got lost a few times.
You changed your diet when you got back?
No, it's just because I'm active all the time. Like I'm on the bike for 8 hours. Even though it's not Tour de France, I'm always moving my body. And you don't really feel hungry that much. So I didn't eat as much. So I was burning a lot. But during the physical aspect, it was fine. It was just that he got lost a few times. That's it. And a few days we couldn't bike as much because it was too hot for him. Okay. It's like 30 degrees. It doesn't work for him. And of course, some difficulties to find some camp places.
Weren't there like rainy days as well? It was hard.
It was, especially when you don't have a tent that you can really enclose. So, but now when I think about it, I would never do it again. but I'm happy that I have that experience. But you know, small things like how did I solve? I mean, as a woman, you have these issues every month, and when you're on the bike, I don't quite remember how I solved that actually.
But do you trust yourself more now, like you can get out of any situation?
Oh, that's not. No, yeah.
Yeah.
But I knew that before.
Cool.
Yeah. Now I had some. No, I can't really remember anything really bad happening. No, not really.
That's nice. So you didn't ride the bicycle back?
No, I was gonna. I was actually planning to be away for a year, and I was gonna bike over to Italy, and from like around Italy, and from Italy on the way back on on the east side of Europe. But I kind of lost the. Like I didn't feel like it, you know. I was just going with the flow, and I stayed in Spain for 2 months or so. So I was already away for like 5 months, and I got a little bit homesick. And it was during Christmas time, and I got to ride actually from some guys from Spain to Germany, and then from there I just took the train.
Okay.
And and I surprised my dad because he didn't know I was gonna come back.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was nice. So I went back for the holiday.
Cool. So after was that your first trip with Cezar?
Yeah.
Have you done other ones after that?
Yeah. Then we wanted to try flying, so we flew first. We went to now he has been to 26 countries.
26. 26
in 4 continents, 3 continents. Sorry.
That's
4 continents.
That's more than I've been to.
Yeah, he's been to 26 countries in 4 continents.
Wow.
So we did some volunteering work. We flew first to Greece, because I wanted to see how it was flying with the cat. It was fine. It was still within European Union, so I didn't need extra for that. And I could actually bring him in the cabin with me. And then we went to France and then Spain. And then we actually, let's go further. So we went to the States. We went to the United States. From there, we went
Where in the United States?
In California. Did some road trips in California, Arizona, and Nevada to Grand Canyon. And
really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So we have some pictures from that. That was really nice. It was nice. And when we were in Vegas, we stayed in Cezar's Palace. Just because of the name. And I paid so much money for that.
Yeah.
For 2 days. That was the whole budget for the whole trip. Just because of the name. And
Cezar's Palace.
Yeah. That was kind of.
Did you like it?
He did like it. It was really nice. Yeah.
He better.
Yeah, he better. It was a really fancy hotel. And then we went to Cuba. And we were actually there when Fidel Castro died.
Really?
Yeah. And then we went to Colombia. And we stayed in Colombia for quite a while, and then to El Salvador. This is because I met a friend when we were in Greece. We met a friend who were from El Salvador, and I figured it's a nice time to come and visit her, and she invited us to come and visit her.
How was it there?
Oh, I really like El Salvador.
Yeah.
People say it's like it's a lot of criminality, like it's a dangerous country. No, I rented the car by myself and just drove around the country because it's such a small country. You can drive everywhere.
No difficulties, nothing?
No, not really. And I don't speak Spanish.
And Cuba?
I didn't like Cuba. It wasn't pet friendly for Cezar. He couldn't go anywhere. Yeah, and also during that time when we came there, Fidel Castro died. So there were no music, no alcohol, no nothing. There was nothing. Everything was like just closed.
They were moaning.
Yeah. And then from El Salvador we went back to Colombia. From Colombia we went to Canada to visit another friend who we met during our bike tour. So how we travel now is we just knock on people's doors, the people that we met during our travels. The same way first we came to Colombia, we met him in Portugal, and I came to visit him in Colombia. Then went to Canada. From there we went back to Sweden. And then we did the year after that, we were car camping Eastern Europe for a few months. and went to Italy and everywhere there. And then from there, came back to Sweden, and then we went to the Philippines, which was this. No, we biked. Actually, we did another bike tour. We were supposed to bike tour. That was 2 years ago. We were supposed to bike tour Scandinavia. Mm-hmm. So, and not whole Scandinavia, but Sweden, Norway, and Finland was the plan to bike around.
Okay.
But he didn't enjoy it this time, and I didn't enjoy it as much. So we just managed to come to Oslo. And
how do you know he didn't enjoy it?
We had a different setup, because the first bike I had a road bike, so we were mostly on roads, while this were more off-road.
Like a mountain
so I
bike.
had a mountain bike, and it gets too bumpy for him.
Oh, okay.
And and also because the weather in Scandinavia is kind of unreliable. You don't know. Sometimes it rains. I mean, even though, it gets cold when it rains here.
Mm.
So so from there we just so we went to the Philippines, did some island hopping. That was the last country.
So this one, when you were supposed to ride around Scandinavia, you came to Oslo, and then you were like, F this.
And that's actually a good point you're making now, because you have to understand, obviously, traveling with a cat is not for everyone. Not all cats will tolerate this, and you have to adapt your adventures around the well-being of your cat. And that's what I did, and that's how we promoted it. I even got sponsorship for the bike and everything for that trip, but I needed to abort it because he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy, and that makes me sad. So that's very important. If you are
how can you tell he's not happy?
No, but you can tell.
How?
If you know your pet, you tell. You can tell.
Yeah.
You see, like the ears. He doesn't want to do anything. He's just. But now he's really relaxed. He's like sleeping, very comfortable. This is the first time he's here.
It's good.
And he's just taking off over the sofa.
It's good energies here.
Yeah.
I think so.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to consider the well-being of your pet, and that's the number one thing you have to consider if you want to travel with your pet. It's,
cool. I think that's all the questions I had then.
Yeah. That's it.
Thank you very much for being on my channel.
No, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, because I was really curious about this trip, and I think many others would like to hear about this. So it was cool to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching this episode, and if you're not following or if you're not subscribe to the channel. And I'm linking Carla and Cezar's social media and everything in the description. So just go down and check it out. Thank you for watching today, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Hot.
Peace.
Så ja.